Hello, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you beautiful parrot people. And welcome to another chaotic live stream. I was going to start the live stream on my own and then get the birds out afterwards, but Charlie has other ideas. He's already started to kick off. Louis kicking off. It's my live stream day. This is what we do, isn't it? And Charlie's like, I'm going to be on the keyboard. Yeah, you're a cheeky boy, aren't you? Everybody wants to see you. Do you want to come here? Okay, he's like, I'm just going to be cheeky. Welcome to another noisy live stream. If you think it's loud for you, it's loud for me. Yes, welcome. Special welcome to YouTube channel members and Patreon backers. We love you guys, but thank you everybody for being here today. I'm hoping the birds are going to behave themselves, but they probably won't. Charlie is already trying to steal treats. Sure. Oh my goodness. Lou and Kip are getting jealous. It's just a standard live stream, really. So I've got some topics. But as usual, if you guys want to drop any questions in the chat, I can answer your questions throughout the live stream. If you can hear me, because Kipling is just on one today. I don't know why he's decided that he's going to do this now. It's probably because you spin, you wave. Probably because David's not here today. He's next door playing Warhammer with our neighbour. So it's just me, and the birds know that I can't do anything about their shouting. So hopefully they will calm down shortly, and then we can have a chat about all things birds. Hello. I can see more members coming in. You say hi, everyone. Say Kipling's so noisy. He's so naughty. I knew he was going to gear up for this. We will get into the live stream presently. I'm probably going to have to do something naughty and accidentally reinforce it by giving him a Nutriberry to keep him quiet, aren't I? Can you touch? Good girl. Because otherwise you're not going to enjoy this live stream with all the shouting. Charlie, you are eating so many treats back there. Right, give me 1 second. You put yourself there. And then we're going to give out some high-value naughty Nutriberries. Hopefully quiet time. We'll see. Right. Naughty babies. What's this? Is that for you? Is for Louis? Is for Louis? Right. Okay, let's try that again. Charlie, you are eating too many treats. Okay. I'm hoping to do some training shortly, but Charlie may have just filled up on his quota of treats. We'll see. But as I said, any questions, drop in the chat. If I missed your question because it's just me today, I've not managed to chat, then just drop it again. Do you want to come over here and say hello? You coming? You're not coming. Okay, so it's just going to be me and Charlie. So, okay, the Nutriberry didn't work. So I've just got to do nothing on the live stream, just be quiet. My goodness. Okay, let's just roll with it. We'll see how we get on. Can you flip? Good boy. Charlie has been an absolute superstar today. He suddenly offered the rollover behaviour. If you can see on Discord, I posted a little video of him rolling over. Oh my goodness, Kipling, I do apologise, but this is what reality is like living with animals. He's been silent all afternoon, and he knows that I'm live now. I posted a little video on Discord of Charlie offering the rollover just randomly. So I thought, okay, I'll start the actual training of the rollover. And just before the live stream, he started sort of offering it again. So I thought I'd do a capturing session. And we are making so much progress with the rollover in the cage already. So I'm really excited about that because he's just a little superstar. And I don't know why he suddenly started offering it, but it's a really cute behaviour. Just goes on his back and his little feet kind of wave. Wave like this? Yeah. So that'll be really fun if I can actually work on that training, because there's a certain way that he offers it in a kind of capturing setting. So that was absolutely adorable. Quiet time in the stream. What's that? Oh, it's so frustrating as the person here because I can't hear myself think, and I don't want you guys to just listen to bird screams for an hour because you've got enough of that at home. But Kipling's like, I want to be the centre of attention. Unfortunately, Kipling can't come out for the live stream because he will be very naughty and probably ruin my laptop. Do you want to come over and say hello? You be the big step up? Good girl. Our Patreon video this week we did A to Bs with a lot of the flock. It's really cute because they do love an A to B, apart from Olive, who's a bit more cautious. And if you're not familiar with A to Bs, it's essentially flying from one human to the other. And Olive was like, I'm not quite sure about that. She's good at flying, but she wasn't sure about the A to Bs. And her end of session was just a really big, proud step onto David, which is so cute. So if you aren't already on Patreon, feel free to sign up. The link is always on my page, or you can DM me. And perks of signing up to Patreon include joining our Discord server where you can live chat to all of our channel members. It's a really fun community where we share all things birds and chat in a safe space, non-judgmental, and all the good stuff. I think we actually have some quiet time, guys. It only took 5 minutes. So naughty, isn't he? Is he a naughty boy? It's a baby bird, is he? Okay, fair enough. So I hope you're all well. Let me know in the chat how you are, how your birds are doing, what your birds are learning at the moment. As I said, we've got a whole whiteboard in the kitchen of what the birds are learning at the moment. So Charlie's learning rollover, and we sort of periodically work on fetch. It's not really a huge priority, but it's just something we do occasionally. Scampi's doing voluntary towel training. What else have we got? Pickles is laying down in David's hand, which is really cute. Something that she's offered in the past, and now we're trying to capitalize on it because she is adorable. Olive is working on distance recall. Her fitness is just a lot better than it used to be, but you know, we always need to get a little bit fitter sometimes. So we do distance recall. Chip is doing high fives. I've been working on that for a while. I'm just trying to actually close the distance between my hand and what he offers. Yeah, you can high five. Both of you can high five, can't you? It's hard to do when you're on my hand though. Who else I've got? Fish is doing the reverse spin. What is Louis doing? Oh, Louis, I'm just doing more voluntary nail trimming. Because if you don't know, Louis has one leg, and his nails are deliberately left slightly longer than a normal conures because it helps him to grip onto things better. But there comes a point where I do need to trim a little bit off. So I'm just trying to really put a lot of reinforcement value into getting him to accept that voluntarily. He's pretty good. I've managed to do it a few times, but I want it to be like as consent-based and consistent as possible. So we just work on that. With Kipling, I'm still working on his rollover. If you didn't see on my Instagram stories a while back, I found an old video. Thank you, Charlie. I found an old video from his previous owner who was training him to roll over. And it's a tricky one because Kipling is Kipling. But we are working on that, and it just depends on his mood, really, what he's in the mood for. But we also do a lot of reinforcing for calm because Kipling is Kipling. And if you have been following us on Discord and Patreon and stuff, you'll know the challenges that we have faced with Kipling. But it was actually Kipling and Louis' Gotcha Day 2 days ago, I think. They've been with us for 2 years now, which is crazy. It feels like they've been with us forever. And we have had a lot of challenges along the way. They've definitely been our most challenging pair, and Kipling is our most challenging bird by a country mile. But we love him all the same. And training birds is not a linear journey. It's not like, well, you get a bird and it'll be fine within 3 months or whatever. It just does not work like that. And if anybody tells you it's going to be like that on the internet, then run because it's not true. It takes a really long time for certain birds, and that is completely fine. So don't be dismayed if you do have, especially a rescue bird who's had some trauma in their life at any point, and you are trying to work on things with them and it is taking time. That's okay. It's fine. I think you two should go and forage for some vegetables because I'm just pumping with treats right now. Put it on there. Yeah? There we go. We'll bring you around over here so everyone can see you. There we go. Can we see them? I do it like backwards on the screen. Where are they? There they are. There we go. Just like a wobbly thing going on. Don't worry, you can watch this back anytime. Anyone who's watching it, watching back, thanks for tuning in. That's completely fine. Working on shake with Sunny. Love a shake behaviour. It's a very cute behaviour, them trusting to offer a foot. Introducing the aviator harness to Opal, amazing. Harness training is so difficult but really rewarding if you do manage to get there. Hi Curtis. Flying more. What size? I don't actually know the sizing off the top of my head. It's all a bit confusing because they have like petite and like extra small and stuff like that. I would look on the Aviator website for sizing recommendations. They do have a bit of give in them, but you want to make sure the head hole is the right size because you don't want them to wiggle out of it. Excuse me. That was a whole lot of rambling. Don't think of Charlie. He just talks to himself all day. He's like, "You're a good boy. You're a good Char. I can't see you. I'm terrible at this. I think my chair. Yeah, Char. I think the rug's in the way, isn't it? Oh, you can just have Olive. Maybe I'll just move the laptop instead. A bit more sensible. Oh, is that what you've got to say on the matter? Are you birdie bird? Are you baby bird? Charlie boy? Baby bird? So sick. Woo! That's what he does when he wants a wash. He's like, woo, woo. We have this whole dance that we have to do, and I have to sing to him, and we have to do certain like things like this. Very silly. But yes, that is that. And again, guys, any questions as we go through? Let's do it. I'm just going to get Charlie a drink because I did just give him loads of treats, and then I will have a look at the chat. Would you like a little drinky? Want some drinky? No, we just want to scoop. You don't? No? Olive? Never mind then. We always like to check in with the birds. Sometimes they'll take themselves back for a drink, and sometimes they're like, I would like waitress service. So we aim to please. They are so needy, aren't they? Especially Charlie. He's very clingy with me, which is adorable, but it can get a bit much sometimes. And he just wants treats. We joke that Charlie has hollow legs because he just doesn't get full. he can eat all day long, which is very, very cute. What would be a cool behaviour to train my birds next? Where are you going? Let's keep an eye on him just because he's going to Pickles and Scampi. Char? Oh, it's always chaos with the birds, isn't it? It's such a shame David's not here. He's coming here. Hey, Char. There we go. Come and tell everybody about what's a cool behaviour to train with the birds. I don't know how many husbandry behaviours. I always think husbandry behaviours are really cool, like the syringe training and voluntary towel training. They're not very impressive, but you know, they're fun. You could do some capturing with like wings behaviour, or I think it was Ellen the Bird who does like mid-air high five. I think that's quite fun, where like your bird flies to you and they like high five you in the air. That could be quite a fun one to do, and I think she does it with her budgies. So that could be fun, couldn't it? Birdie bird. Yeah, Think Parrots. Let's talk about Think Parrots. If you guys didn't see already, we did go to Think Parrots, which is a big parrot event here in the UK for pet parrot owners to come and look at loads of products and shop till they drop and listen to masterclasses and generally have a good time. There's a beautiful free-flying display with macaws and a silver-cheeked hornbill and there's loads of cool things. What are you doing? You are begging for treats, aren't you? I love you too. What was my best moment of Think Parrots? So we were so busy. We had our own stand at the Northern Parrot store. I did put out a vlog of what I could film of the day. If you haven't seen it already, I just kind of went around all of the stalls before it opened. And I wanted to show you who was there. But we didn't really film during the day because so many of you came to come and see us and chat to us. Even people who don't really watch our content, hadn't heard of us before, came to chat. As well as lots of our lovely viewers. So that was a really cool experience to get to meet so many of you. It was a real treat. So I would say meeting so many of you, that was so much fun. The free flying display was really fun as well. It ran twice. What are you doing, Charles? Charlie is a good boy, but he needs to come over here, doesn't he? I can't keep an eye on you if you're over there. I may have to put Charlie back in a second because I don't want him harassing Pickles and Scampi. You do that? I will continue Think Parrots in a minute, but I think today's live stream is going to be one of those live streams that's just not going to go to plan at all. So let's put the baby bird in. There we go. Can you take that? Good girl. You take this? Oh, he's such a good boy. Such a good boy. Right, if I can actually finish what I'm talking about for a few minutes, that'd be grand. Yeah, word of mouth is good promotion. It was really fun. Maybe next time we'll have more of like a big store. Maybe we'll sell some things. Who knows? All kinds of exciting things in the pipeline that we haven't even shared on Discord yet, that we are just trying to do and get on board with to try and expand our reach and do more stuff. And maybe someday earn enough money to open a sanctuary. Who knows? That's always going to be the dream. Whether it ever happens or not, probably won't. But got to dream big. Otherwise, what's the point? It was a really busy event. There was loads of people there, which is great. There were stalls from avian vets. There were loads of food stalls, toy stalls, aviary specialists. There's all sorts of things there, as you'll see from the video, which was really great fun. Loads of people bought their birds. But yeah, I did really enjoy the free flying display, and I really enjoyed meeting so many of you who may be in the chat as well. And hello, if you are here and you came to see us, it was really nice to meet you guys. Pickles Pickles has decided she needs to come out shortly, I think. So I don't want to indulge it, but I know that she's going to keep squealing until she does, aren't you? It's just one of those things. Let's go and get Pickles out. And obviously Scampi as well. He's going to come out, and we'll see where we're at after that. My goodness, I can't even finish talking, can I? Because you're so needy. You're so naughty and needy. And I can't do anything about it because David's not here. Uh-oh. It's Pickles and Scam. It's a Pickles and Scam. Say hello, everyone. It's me, Scampi Doo. Say hiya. Not a thought in that head. Say hiya. Say, look at all these pin feathers on my face that Pickles isn't sorting out for me. Absolute disgrace. Are you going to posture? Scampi man. No? Yes? Pickles came. And there she is. Say hiya. It's me, Pickle. It's me, Pickle. Baby. Don't be mean to him. I know you guys are really just here for the birds, so we'll just do this for a minute, and then maybe I'll finish talking about what I was going to talk about. Oh, little Pickle. She's like, I really want to sit on the laptop and poop all over it. I don't think that's a very good idea. What do you think, Scampi? He says, I want to destroy the laptop. Let's not. I tell you what, why don't we have some foraging? Oh, my goodness. Yeah? Good job. So yeah, I think Parrots is really fun. It was great because it was the first time it's been run in like 5 years. So it was really fun to see so many of you and just see the event on. It's, parrot events are really enjoyable. So assuming it's going to run every year going forward and there's no more world disruptions, it'd be so cool to see some more of you there next time. And yeah, who knows what we'll be doing, but if it's on, we'll plan on going. It's a really great experience. It's a long day though. I was absolutely knackered by the time we got in. It ended up taking us 4 hours to get home because of Sunday travel, which is a little bit of an annoyance. But yeah, it's great. Towel training is used to being voluntarily restrained in the towel if they ever need it for vet visits or medication, things like that. Scampi is a very beautiful boy. He is probably about maybe halfway through his molt now. If you guys remember, I've spoken about this a few times. His molt was really delayed, and he also experienced a period of stress, which we identified as being quite stressed when the seasons change and the clocks go back. Yeah, clocks go back. When it gets darker in the winter, we've noticed 2 years on the trot now that he tends to get quite stressed during that period of time. So we have plans in place for this year to see if we can help with that. But his feathers are looking so much nicer. You can see a real difference between the old ones that are just really delayed in molting and the new ones coming through. But he's a very happy chappy. He's going to forage on the base on the easy chick. Here he is. Good lad. Thank you very much, Iris. You are very naughty. Very generous of you. And I hope you enjoyed Charlie being cheeky at the start. You can watch it back later and see him be so cheeky. But yeah, thank you very much. And I like the little... praise the lime, all hail the lime. It's very cute. Let me see. Yeah, the conures like to be noisy. I'm hoping we're over that hurdle now and we're going to have a little bit of silence. What'd you do, Scam? Did she bully you off? Do you want to do some training for everybody? And don't forget to pop your questions in the chat. And I know there is one there. I'm going to answer it in just a second. Thank you. Oh, he's a good man. Do you ever worry about eggs with the girls and the boys? Obviously, no matter what we do, there's still a possibility of it happening. We do absolutely everything in our power to avoid any kind of eggs. And so far, touch wood, we have not had any eggs, which we are very happy about. I will say that Pickles and Scampi are not DNA tested, so we don't actually know whether they are male or female. We have just had the assumption from the places that we rescue them from, and we just roll with it. They could be two boys, they could be two girls, they could be opposites, who knows? It doesn't actually bother me in the slightest, because we will still be very, very strict on reducing the likelihood of eggs. But yeah, it's still a possibility. Do I worry about it? I'm not sure worry is quite the right word, because we, as I said, we're very strict with reducing the likelihood of it happening. Could it just happen out of nowhere one day? I guess anything's possible. But what are you doing? But I don't expect it to. And if I saw any more full-on hormonal signs, then I would really go into like extreme mode, which we haven't gone there at all ever. So I'm hoping that we're in a position where it doesn't happen. However, obviously, Louis and Kipling are not DNA tested either, so we don't know whether they're actually male or female. We're just assuming that they're both boys from what we've been told from their previous homes. Can you come here, please, Mr. Man? Thank you very much. Yeah, but ciao. But we do know that Olive and Charlie are female and male, so they do have the potential to lay eggs and mate and stuff, but it's not going to happen. I hope not anyway. We are not going to allow it to happen as best of our ability. Excuse you. Oh, Poms. Yeah, sometimes birds just really go for it and they really want just the most thorough wash ever. It's quite cute to watch them like get really, really into it. Olive does smell like wet dog when she's had a bath. Louis does a bit as well. I suppose all of them do a little bit. Chip and fish less so. At the moment, they really smell like cucumber, which is really cute. It's just like their thing at the moment. They either smell dusty or they smell like cucumber. We don't feed cucumber every day, so I'm not quite sure why. Let me know what your cockatiels smell like, either dry or wet, in the chat, because I'm quite curious. But for some reason, those two just have a cucumbery scent, which is quite pleasant, I have to say. Do you want some more snacks? Is she not letting you have snacks? Huh? Let's put some in here. You want to come here? Is it because I'm giving you hemp seed and you want sunflower seeds? You can come here. You can come here. You can go there. Oh, it's all kicking off again, guys. Oh my goodness. Right. Stay there. PP can come here. Woo! Okay. I just realised how similar conures and condors are. If you don't know what condor is, it's a big old bird. I have worked with Andean condors before, which I believe is still classed as critically endangered. They are scary, scary birds. Curtis does work with a lot of them as well, and they, yeah, conures are like mini condors. Very, very angry. Yeah, I mean, for a bigger bird, you would need a bigger sample. I assume with bigger birds, you could still do the same sort of feather test. But yeah, for us, DNA testing isn't massively important. I think if we did go to the vets for like a checkup or anything, we would just get the DNA testing done there and then, because that's what we're going to do. The reason why we got Olive tested was because she actually dropped a blood feather. She freaked out or something, and she ended up just having a blood feather. So I saw that there was one in there, and I thought, okay, I'll just send off this blood. And we found out that she was a girl. So that was useful. Not that I ever want my birds to have blood feathers, but, you know, we may as well make the best of a bad situation. Not that I want any of my other birds to have blood feathers, but if that does happen as well, we'll do the same thing where we can send that off. So that was that. And Charlie was DNA tested before he came to us. Just reading the chat. It takes me a little bit longer when David's not here because the chat is really small and I cannot see very well. Yeah, molting is a really difficult time of year, Heather, and I hope Opal's molt goes nice and quickly. It is... Let me finish what I'm saying. For goodness sake. Molting is a really difficult time of year, and... Sorry, that's Mr. Teeny. I'm going to come to you in a minute. That's really throwing me off. Molting is a really difficult time of year. Birds can get really agitated. They can really struggle. And I do have a video on molting, but we have to kind of take as it comes. Offer frequent bathing. Take your bird into a steamy bathroom when you can to loosen up those pin feathers. Look at the diet. Avoid petting sometimes. I know people really want to work on those pin feathers, but we also want to avoid petting at times because they can get really agitated. I know chip and fish, when they've got some really... It's really throwing me off. You're so naughty. I can't even finish what I'm saying. Yeah, some pin feathers can be really, really sensitive, and chip and fish can really tell us off if we hit the wrong one. So sometimes it's better just to back off from petting and then come back to it. There should be some blood tests. Avian Vet should offer it, but there are definitely a few different options here where you can actually send certain things off, like feathers and stuff yourself. We need to talk about Mr. Teeny because, I mean, I don't know why you've done that. You're incredibly naughty. you have broken me well and truly. I don't even know what to say, to be perfectly honest with you. Again, we don't do this for this sort of thing. I don't come on live expecting, generosity. I have the feature available because people have asked us. I don't even know what to say, to be perfectly honest. That's incredibly, incredibly generous of you. Thank you very much. You did not need to do that. You already support us in so many ways, and thank you very much for being an amazing human being. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Pickles is climbing in my drink. Come here, you're not supposed to have that. That's not Pickles. Pickles would like to say a massive thank you. She is going to spend it all on, what do you think, sunflower seeds? Fruit? Yeah? Say thank you. Oh, saw the inside of her mouth then. Let go. She's big Pickles' tongue. Come here. Yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly. And just made a massive lick on my camera. Thank you very, very, very much. You don't need to do that. Nobody needs to do it. I'm very, very, very grateful, as you probably tell, if anybody chooses to do anything like that. Even a tiny amount is a massive amount because times are tough, and you guys need to make sure that you are spending your money on you guys and your birds and making sure you have everything you need. So I don't want to deny anybody that either. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm just gonna ramble for ages. But you're incredibly naughty, and I don't know what to say now. What do I do now, Pickles? What do I do? You want to go up there? No? You want cuddles? She's like, I don't know what I want. Do you want to do wings? Good job. Okay, so if anyone else has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Scampi is just hiding. You come in. Oops. Do you want to go in my hair? You better not bite my neck. He's really into biting my neck at the moment. He's very naughty. I'm going to have a sip of drink. Feeling a bit overwhelmed. Let's talk about Pickles as well. Where are you? Hiya, BB. It was Pickles' gotcha day yesterday, 2 days ago. Either way, it was Louis and Kipling's, and then the day after it was Pickles'. But we've had Louis and Kipling for 2 years, and we've had Pickles for 5 years. Like, I cannot believe it. It feels like she's been here for ages, but also 5 years is a really long time. And I'm not going to bore you again with the same story we tell like every single live stream about how she chose us, but she is a rescue. We are really grateful for her. She is like no other bird or no other conure that I've worked with. She is so into people. She loves people. She's always the bird that we get out when if anybody comes over. She's always the bird that we get out to come and say hello to everybody. She doesn't like other birds as much, other than her Scampi. She tolerates the cockatiels and stuff like that, but she is very much like a people bird. Oh no, I think David's just come through the door, so now it's going to be noisy again. Pickles is very much a people bird. She loves people. She loves David. She's very, very gentle and sweet. And yeah, we just adore her. So I can't believe it's been 5 years that she's been in our flock. Everybody loves Pickles, don't they? Scampi is currently clawing his way down my back. Oh, hang on, ads are coming. Stop the ads. Skip the ads, guys. Yeah, you're just so gentle. She's just like none of the other conures that I've worked with, and like many of our clients' birds, she's gentle. She's always gentle. I don't worry about her bite force or anything because we have taught her so well. She doesn't really have a huge amount of trauma, bless her. So she copes well with a lot of things. David, if you can hear me, you're welcome to come in. He's just putting his games and stuff away. So yeah, we celebrated 2 gotcha days this week. The others are spread out throughout the year. It's just, yeah. Pickles is a really common name, or pickle. We definitely weren't very creative. We did think of other names at the time, like banjo and bean and stuff, but pickles just seemed to work. And then we just kind of went for a bit of a food theme. And then as we rescued other birds, it just kind of fell off the wayside. So we're not sticking to a theme, are we? We're just going with the flow. But she's an OG bird. We celebrated on Instagram by sharing her most popular video, which is her doing her Pickles pea dance, which it always gets a lot of views when we share it, and we shared it so many times. But yeah, she's just one of a kind, and I'm really glad that we actually managed to find little Scampi to be her companion, because as I said, she is not a fan of other birds. So we're very lucky that we managed to find her soulmate in the next bird that we got. And so we didn't intend to have back-to-back gotcha days. It's just that happened. She's really funny. Like if we don't have our cameras ready, she will do all the dancing, all the silliness. If we get our cameras ready, like, oh, next time she's going to do it. She's like, no, I'm not doing it now. She's very cheeky like that, aren't you? And she can just hear David outside. She get very excited. Oh, Scampi do. You being cute? Really cute little Scam. All your birds are named after Nintendo characters. That's really cute. I would love to have a flock of budgies named after Lord of the Rings characters. A flock of rescue budgies, I may add. When that happens, I don't know. But yeah, all good fun. Are you coming in? Are you coming in? If you want me to. Yes, please. Okay. They're so excited. So you think you want a conure? What have you done to my hair as well? They can be very loud, even green cheeks. Crimsons, I feel like, are more piercing than green cheeks. Conures, you're gonna have to come in a minute. A conures that most in the world. I believe so. I've seen Pickles. I've seen quite a few parrots in the wild. I've been very lucky to do that, but I haven't seen conures. Just flown off to David. There he is. I'm gonna have to come and say hello to everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to chat to you for half an hour.
Sure. So hopefully the birds are going to behave, because they've been incredibly naughty. Also, look at this.
Who's that?
Mr. Teeny.
Mr. Teeny, man, you're letting the side down. What about my live stream?
That's not the comment I was expecting. It's very, very naughty.
It's very naughty. It's about as naughty as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still like...
Hello, monsters.
I'm glad that your conure is very quiet, because ours are not, as you could probably tell. They are just very excited, and especially when they hear one of us come in whilst the other is still here, they get very, very excited with knowing that the rest of the flock is arriving.
There's one else.
Hidden away from Kipling.
You're still not going to Mommy's name.
Is it possible for my green cheek conure to never get along with my other birds? It's been 3 months. 3 months is no time at all, really, when it comes to bonding up birds. 3 months is nothing, really. I mean, for Pickles and Scampi, it took about 8 months for them to fall in love. So don't be disheartened if it takes longer. I do have a video on how to bond 2 birds, which would work in a flock dynamic as well. But yeah, it can take time. And we always say that you can achieve tolerance, but you...
I don't want this advert. Why am I saying this advert? How do I get rid of it?
You can't.
That's really lame. I've got a block cost. What's Sorry, I shouldn't be whinging.
No, you really shouldn't. What was I even talking about now? You've really thrown me off.
You're talking about
bonding birds. Yes, you can always achieve tolerance, but they may not want to be in close proximity to each other, which is completely fine because not all birds get along. Especially with the different species as well. It is a bit of a safety risk to have them near Indian ringnecks because of the beak size difference. And cockatiels generally get bullied by just about every bird species, or parrot species, I should say. So don't worry about it. Just keep working on active and passive bonding techniques with your birds. Silent now. What is going on?
I suppose they know I'm here, so they're bored. Like whatever.
Yeah, you might want to offer them a drinky in a minute.
I'm the one that needs to drink it, honestly.
Well.
What?
David has been bombarded with ads. Let's not say anything, thank you.
Why would I swear?
I don't know. You're just getting really stressed out.
What the living heck is this?
Right, let's see what Ellen has to say. I've seen and heard a flock of wild conures. It sounded pretty much like it just did, as if you do entered. Yeah, they're loud. It helps them to communicate with such large flocks because they do live in very, very big flocks in the wild. So that doesn't surprise me.
You're here. I can see you again.
It's yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I've heard macaws in the wild. Obviously, I've heard macaws in real life as well. I've worked with them, but they are just so loud, and it just, you know, their vocals can travel across the rainforest so that they can hear each other. How did you help your rescue bird get used to other birds? My Petrie's got it's not right here. So again, I do have a video on getting a bird to tolerate and bond with other birds. It is a case of going very slowly, working on active training work, having them in the cages further apart, and then slowly increasing the proximity, doing work through the cage bars, training them at the same time, pairing it with you know, high value stuff, good stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. As I said, I do have that video on my channel. David has similar videos as well. But yeah, just go slow, don't rush it, because if you rush it, things can go wrong. How do you guys approach nail clipping? So for many of the birds, they don't always need it because of the type of perching we use, although some birds will just have those nails that just grow. Doesn't matter how much kind of natural perching you have in there, sometimes they will need their nails trimmed. Again, I do have a video on voluntary nail trimming on my channel, where I show you how I do it through the cage bars with Olive. I do that with her. We do it sometimes with Kipling. Louis, I tend to do it when he's out and about, but it's something I'm working on a bit harder at the moment, just because he has slightly longer nails because he has one leg. Pickles doesn't really need it. I think we've caught her up like once to trim her nails, but we don't specifically go to the avian vet to get it done because that's a whole stressful experience anyway. Kipling did have his done at the vets by me, with the vet restraining him at the start of the year because he had to go to the vet anyway, so the vet just restrained him while I did it. But yeah, generally speaking, we do it at home. It's a lot less stressful, but you do need to know, I've got all the treats in, you do need to know how to do it safely because they do have the quick running through it, which is like a blood vessel, and we do not want to clip that because then we're going to run into problems. And again, make sure you've got a bird first aid kit at home. I have a whole video. I've got a video for just about anything. And if I don't, you need to tell me that I don't have a video for something and I'll make it. Because we do like to have a big library of resources. Let's see here.
Let's do this again, shall we?
Do you want to show people your training?
I don't know if it's really worth showing at the moment. I need to get another treat. Should I find another treat?
Yeah, David's going to
It's not really essential training, honestly. I'm just doing it for the sake of it.
Well, I kind of spoke about what you're working on, so.
Well, you can let me do it. Yeah, good girl.
So silly.
It's literally just to get her used to lying on her back. You know, I'm not quite sure why we're doing it, but I feel it might be useful, cute, and if we ever need to do anything involving nails, like where her feet are up, it's fine. And
it's sort of like voluntary restraint, and we have worked on that a little bit previously. And she has kind of laid in her hands a couple of times, but not for a little while. So we're trying to pair it with good stuff.
Come on,
Kylie, you're incredibly naughty. I just
pinch my finger, you little monster.
Kylie, you're incredibly naughty. Thank you very, very much for your generosity. You don't have to do it. Make sure that you are spending your money on yourself as well. But thank you very much for your generosity, and hearts and kisses and everything back to you. You are very naughty.
Okay, well,
does he want a better treat?
Yeah, he doesn't want that. Tough luck, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kylie. You're very, very naughty. Everybody's naughty just for being here and chatting to me. I appreciate it. Right, what else is going on in the chat? Again, don't forget to drop your comments and questions. Are you experienced with brown lorries? I haven't worked with brown lorries. I've worked with rainbow lorikeets. That's my main experience with lorries and lorikeets. They're all very interesting birds. Very different other parrot species. Amusing and silly, and the diet is very different as well. But I haven't worked with brown lorries specifically. I would love to work with as many different parrot species as possible because we love them all. Will that stress the birds having their cages closer gradually? That's the key word there. So doing it gradually. So you don't want to get their cages together and just slam them together and go, be friends now, because that is going to stress them out. You want to have them on opposite sides of the room and then judge their behaviour. If they're chill and relaxed, you can move them ever so slightly closer and see how they're getting on. If they get stressed with that proximity, move them back. Most of the time it's about time, and it's about having the right kind of reinforcement to make sure that it is worth it for them to enjoy. I was thinking about maybe having the cockatiels out if you want to go and have your drink or whatever.
I'm all right, I can wait. Because get the cockatiels out.
Yeah, because these guys have been out for about 25 minutes
ready,
now. Mr. Scampi's taking. Can you see that? Where am I? He's just going to take himself home.
You come in. Why? I thought you didn't nip my thumb next time, eh?
Naughty Scam. He's like, I'm done now. See you later, guys. And there's Bibi's turn. Now watch Bibi go in. Oh, she's so good. And then we'll get the cockatiels out. We haven't had the cockatiels on a live stream for a little while because they had a night fright and fish ended up knocking out a few of his wing feathers. So his flight was a bit more uncontrolled, but they're growing in really nicely now. So they'll probably sit on David, but I'll show you the little brothers and you can enjoy seeing them on the stream. Because who doesn't love a cockatiel? I know I do. Enjoy feeding the bird babies. Here they are. It's the brothers. There they are in all their glory.
It's straight to your shoulder.
Enjoy the shaky cam. oh, Jeebus. He's like, right, that's your lot. You've seen me. I'm off now. Oh, fish. He's like, no, thank you. I just want to go and hang out with David. Hope you enjoyed that sneak peek of the cockatiels. They are so funny. They're really, really clingy with David. They're definitely like daddy's boys. That's okay. It's all right. I'm not offended at all. I'm not crying inside.
Scrutiny Reptile is an interesting comment. I've not had this kind of response before. Hi, if an appliance has a component that contains PTFE but does not heat during use, is it safe? This is the response from Dyson in regards to heat cool purifier. Thank you. I guess it technically
it's a risk, but I suppose in like where in the thing is the PTFE? Is it just what the coating is made, like the actual outer panels? Is that what they're made out of? Is it the actual, I don't even know what you'd call it, I'm not very technical. The actual mechanical part of it, is that where it is? Yeah, I suppose where is it in the actual appliance? I would probably still not use it, to be honest. For purifiers, we do recommend Levoit. Not just because we've had sponsored things with them in the past, but we bought a Levoit one before we had any deals with them, and they are just generally the best purifiers in our opinion because they don't have any naughties and they are really safe to use. So I would probably just avoid that personally.
Someone said they're budget cute.
Yeah, take them to a vet, avian vet. If you need help finding an avian vet, drop me an email.
I wouldn't say immediately. So if it happens as an isolated incident, I'd say if it happens more than once or twice. Yeah, if it's happened a couple of times, I would be quite cautious about that because obviously budgies are very small and we don't want them to be unwell. So if you need help finding an avian vet, drop me a message and I will help you. That's kind of what I've been doing all day actually on other bits and bobs. I've been helping people find vets. It's like my party trick is finding avian vets in the middle of nowhere or whatever it is. So you just let me know if you need my help. Anybody who's watching. Butt blasting. Everyone's talking about butt blasting at the moment. If you don't know what that means, it sounds a bit weird. Butt blasting is essentially where, as a defense mechanism, a bird, not just parrots, but a bird,
will drop all of its tail feathers. It is a defense mechanism because it means if a predator grabs them by the tail, they can just release all those feathers, fly off, and then grow new ones. But butt blasting is just hilarious in terms of like, not the actual process, but the word for it. I think it's quite amusing. It just sounds like a superpower. I'm just going to butt blast you.
Not really blasting, I just detach their feathers.
No, I know, but it's just like, imagine,
what an expression, you know.
You've got a bird and all of a sudden you've just got a handful of feathers. Just bizarre. None of ours have ever butt blasted, luckily, but it's a very interesting adaptation. It's like with some reptiles, they can actually like drop off their tail and grow a new one. It's quite interesting. See, with reptiles it's a bit different because it's an actual physical part of their body.
Boiled rice is a pointless thing to feed your cockatiel. Really.
Yeah, don't need boiled rice. You can sprout different kinds of rices, but honestly, you're better off going for whole grains, ancient grains, things like spelt and buckwheat, oat groats, quinoa, kamut.
Basically everything.
Yeah, they don't need cooked food. We talk about this all the time. It's something we're quite passionate about. They don't need cooked food. Cooked food spoils faster. Rice can just be a bit of a weird one anyway. Like, how many of us have ever got a bit of a funky tummy from eating dodgy rice? They don't need it. Go for different grains instead and soak and sprout them too. What else is better to feed for good nutrition? Both David and I have whole diet and nutrition playlists on our channels with loads of different ideas for nutrition. I've got a new and updated sprouting video coming out because I sprout slightly differently to how I did in the past. David's got a soaking video, which I highly recommend. It's definitely, other than training, which is what we do for a living, it's definitely the other thing that I'm very passionate about. I assume you are as well, is nutrition and diet and stuff.
Show's comment. I have to convince her to stop. I mean, if she's determined to do it, all you can do is try and argue and say it's not the best idea.
So we don't recommend like outfits or anything like that for birds because it just stops them actually being able to go to the toilet properly. So we don't recommend them wearing anything like that because it's not appropriate. Sometimes, I'll be honest, it has been cute. I've seen like birds or cockatiels wearing something that looks like a tuxedo, which is like a flight suit type thing. Honestly, they do not need to wear anything like that, and they will be hindering their birds' health and welfare by preventing them from going to the toilet by wearing those sorts of things. So feel free to send them my way and I will tell them the truth because, they don't need it. And ultimately, if you can't handle the poops, you can't handle the boops. I don't know. We need to find a rhyme for that. You really shouldn't have a bird if you can't handle the poops every 10 to 15 minutes.
And also had a question which I missed. I want to get 2 cockatiel brothers. Should I get them when they're young, got a little bit of feathers, or just get 2 that didn't grow up together and bond them?
So I would never get unweaned birds. I assume that's what you mean by a little bit of feathers. Always get birds that have been completely weaned off onto solid foods. Don't want to be hand rearing birds at home. It's unnecessary. It's a lot of stress. Don't recommend it at all. You could go on about that all day. You can absolutely get brothers from other mothers, so to speak. So you can get birds from different clutches and you can bond them up. Or like chip and fish, they were from a breeder. Obviously, all of our other birds are rescues or rehomes. But we got them at the same time, and we got them once they were fully weaned, and they came home together from the same clutch. So it really depends on what you want to do. Obviously, from the same clutch, they are more likely to not have bonding issues, but that's not to say that, you can't work on that with birds from different clutches. It's so much easier now that you're here to manage the chat. Any other questions, guys? I'm going to be here for another sort of 10 or so minutes. Drop your questions or anything you'd like us to chat about. We can chat about it.
It's funny that people say they don't like the poop that birds produce, but they like the bird. Well, that's part of having the bird, The bird's going to produce poops,
Your friend sounds like they could do with watching some YouTube videos.
Yeah, but to be honest, though, if a person's got an opinion and there's no way you can argue them down.
It depends. If they are more educated, then perhaps. Ultimately, poops is one of the downsides to having birds. It doesn't really bother me. Before the parrots, I had ducks, and their poops are bigger, they are smellier, and they are more abundant, and they poop at the same frequency as well. Obviously, they didn't live inside for the most part, but it's one of those things you have to deal with. We do get a lot of questions and comments. How can I potty train my bird? Don't. Please don't. Do you want some petty pets on camera? Should we see if you're up for that? No? No?
Try cheese, more likely to.
Let's see. Should we have some petty?
Try Chip.
Off you go.
This one can come here and then
come here.
Chibi might accept them.
Absolutely not. Never mind. Yeah, don't. This is just going to be my mini ramble. Don't potty train your birds. Don't expect them to poop on command or anything like that. Don't deny them poops. You are going to get so many problems in the amount of consultations we've had to untrain it because it is detrimental for their health and welfare. Please don't do it. Let them poop. Let him poop.
Everybody poop.
Let him cook. Let him poop. Is what we say. Yeah, it's really gross. So let's make sure that we are educating our friends in a polite and constructive manner that certain practices are not recommended. Have I covered everything on my list? Whilst I'm waiting for any other questions, how was your Warhammer?
It was fine.
There you go. It was fine, guys.
Yeah, me. Let them poop freely.
Let them poop.
I managed to. I won.
Well done.
Yeah, we made mistakes, but we're learning.
Everyone, this should be like the new, like the song of the summer. Just like let them poop. We need to make a campaign on social media. Let them poop.
Hashtag let them poop.
A very, very.
Is that
yeah, we should have them. We should have it on a T-shirt. Let them poop. You know,
I don't understand. Oh, I smell T-shirt. What does that mean?
As in, we should put it on a T-shirt.
Oh.
Back in the day, when was it? Like, maybe probably older than some of you guys. I feel like it was in like.
Everybody poops. It was in T-shirt.
No, at like 2006, 2007, there was like big sort of graphic tees like with phrases on. I used to have one that said "plant more trees" because I'm so cool and kooky. But we should have like "let him poop." It's just like big letters. Let me know if you want it, guys. Yeah, as poop everywhere. We've got 8 of them. They poop in my hair. They poop on our backs. And we just roll with it, you know.
Oh, Pegasus, don't bring them here. Do you want to ask them nicely because they don't respond to commands unless it's from me?
If you say please,
yeah, they may come over. If you say please, they may
no.
come over.
If we say please, maybe we'll show you. This is what I mean about their daddy's boys. They want nothing to do with me. Oh, shaky cam. Whoa, we're on a boat.
Yeah, this one basically has to be on his shoulder all the time now. This is his spot, and he gets angry if he can't be on it. This one, I'm back a chair or my hand or up there.
As you can probably see as well, you can see those wing feathers growing in. He is absolutely not clipped. Please do not assume he's clipped.
No, I wouldn't do it.
It is because he knocked them out and now they're growing in. But I will
blasted
say,
his wing feathers out.
He did a wing blast, not a butt blast. I will say though, not that we have ever clipped. We would not clip. You know, I can stress that enough. When he knocked those wing feathers out, it was obviously a big deal. But even though he was missing all of those wing feathers, the primaries, he could still fly around the room. He could still get lift, but he had no control and could have the potential to crash land. So for all the people who say clip birds don't fly and all that kind of stuff, it is rubbish. They absolutely can fly. They just fly with no control, no coordination. Leads to injuries. Don't clip, but let them poop. They are the key messages for today. Yeah. We love the poop off. Poop off is a big.
Stinks, but it's useful.
It's a horrible smell. Is poop off? Honestly, it's. I can't even put it into words. Somebody once described it as the smell of like a men's toilet, but it does get the poops off. There's no denying it. So, yeah, I'm glad that you don't believe in clipping. We do not either. Obviously, some birds come to us clipped. Olive came to us with some clipped feathers, but she grew them out, and now she's fully flighted and she is fit as a fiddle.
Where are
you going, Chibus? Would you like to come and say hello to everyone? Maybe. Boy. He's a big fella. He's got hot feet. Have you been cuddling? Say hi, yeah. It's me, Chibi. Is it Chibus? Is it Chibus? Oh, see you later. What about Shishi? He's like, absolutely not.
Honestly.
Fish is so clingy to his puppy. He's like, I'm not going on camera. I'm just going to talk about toy safety for a few minutes, unless anybody else has any burning questions. So I just wanted to point out a few things that we are seeing at the moment in regards to trying to keep birds safe and things to avoid. So again, any last questions? Because I'll be here for 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to ramble about toy safety briefly. One of the things you want to watch out for, whether you are hanging up toys or you're buying toys, is to make sure there are no loops in those toys. Even if they're made out of natural materials, you always want to cut through them. You don't want any situation where your bird can get stuck. So when you get any toy home, examine it and think, could my bird get stuck in this is it a safety risk, and just chop those hoops, because it's absolutely not worth it. And not every toy is made in mind of bird safety. They just make something that looks cool. So just examine it. And again, if you're hanging any toys up in the cage, make sure that there are no big loops that they could get stuck in. You always want to tie it up really tight on a knot and then have the string down, rather than making like a circle loop and hanging it up like that, because that is definitely a risk.
You want on your shoulder?
We've seen a lot, especially in the last few years, of toys with like almost like yoga mat foam on it. I don't know why. And, you know, some influencers are making these toys as well. If you get a toy that has some weird yoga mat foam on it, just put it in the bin or cut that bit off or whatever. No unnatural materials really should be, especially like that, like plasticky, foamy, weird stuff, should be on any parrot toy. It's unsuitable. You know, most toys, the intention of most toys is to be shredded. Not every toy, but most toys will be for shredding. And you do not want your bird shredding that, because if they eat it, they're going to be in a bit of bother. So just be really mindful about what toys you're bringing into your bird's cage and whether they're actually going to be safe. We do allow some plastic toys, but typically they are out of cage toys that are more of like an experience where they can learn to engage with them and stuff. But always natural all the way, and just really suss out whether something is safe or not. The other thing we want to talk about as well is bells on toys. It's something that is driving me absolutely nuts, because almost every toy these days has a bell on it, because everyone thinks that birds should have bells on their toys. They don't need it. Most of the time, a bell will cause overstimulation from, you know, thrashing it about and making this loud noise. It will potentially cause hormonal behaviour, because they'll be able to see themselves in the bell. And they'll think, oh, you know, it's another bird, because they don't recognise themselves in a mirror. And then they will just get really frustrated and potentially hormonal. But the other things as well we're seeing is a lot of bells are not stainless steel like they absolutely should be. If you absolutely have to give your bird a bell, not only should it be a safe bell where it is kind of like a tube shape and the clapper is all the way up inside, because if the clapper is exposed in the typical bell shape, they can get it off, they can cut their tongues, and they potentially swallow the clapper, which is a massive safety risk. But we've seen lots and lots of bells recently which are coloured. And if you have any coloured bells, I would say 99.9% of the time, they are not going to be stainless steel, and there is an extremely high chance that they are going to be made out of a toxic metal, because stainless steel is stainless steel coloured. And if you coat it then with some kind of paint, that is not going to be safe for your bird. So not only do they not need bells, but it is a safety risk. So if you have any bells on any toys, get a pair of wire cutters, chop them off, and then use the rest of the toy. It's what we do if we ever buy a toy with a bell on it. I just get my trusty wire cutters out and then chop it off, and then I can use the rest of the toy. And the other thing I wanted to mention in this sort of mini rant is, not only do a lot of toys have these bells on and all that kind of stuff, they also sometimes have what we call like cat bells. I don't know what the actual technical definition is, but essentially it's like the spherical bells, I suppose, which have got like a little cross section at the bottom. They're even worse. They are so unsafe, because again, your bird can get their tongue caught in them. And you know, there are other ways to provide auditory enrichment, which I suppose would be the purpose of them, is like sound enrichment. You can do that in loads of other ways, with playing music or having some other kind of natural material that they can clatter about. So that was my little rant about toy safety, but it's just a few things that we've been picking up from consultations, and just I've made a few videos on toy safety previously, but I just want to get the message out there for anybody who's watching who might be new and stuff, to really think about what toys you are offering your bird and whether they're safe or not.
So Shosho asked about, he's been in the habit of eating his poop. He's been to the vet, said he's fine. Why does he do it? Habit, dietary deficiency, but you know.
I would also ask him what situation. Like, does he poop and then eat it? Is there like crusty dried on poop and he's like, is that a snack? If you see it happen, just give it a good wipe up so it's not there and tempting to do so. Something as well, again, this is not an accusation for you, it's something I want to talk about, so it's got nothing to do with Shosho, but I wanted to mention as well. Make sure that you are not leaving perches in your cage that are absolutely caked in bird poop. And I know a lot of very good owners and very loving owners sometimes fall into this trap. Again, I'm not accusing anybody here of doing it, I'm not trying to be like preachy, but it's something that I've seen quite a lot recently. And I don't want to be judgmental or anything, but we don't want to have any perches that have loads of dried on poops on them. You want to be checking all your perches at least once a day. If there's any poops, clean them off. Don't just leave it there until the next full clean. We don't want any build-up of poops on the perches because it is going to be a health risk to your bird. And I know it's very easy for it to happen. And, you know, we kind of forget to check, or we think, oh, we'll do that later. But I have seen a lot of photos recently of perches that are just absolutely, oh, hang on a minute. Stop the ads. Stop the ads while I'm doing my rant. Where's the mouse? Ah! Okay, stop the ads. Yeah, if anybody at home is doing it, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, like, do things a little bit differently next time just to keep on top of that cleanliness, because it is definitely a health risk to have any poops just kind of lingering on the perches. So that's just my little thing there.
He says as soon as he does it. For example, he was on Shosho's back, didn't notice, and he found poop in his beak and he ate it from the back. So he's doing it very promptly.
Has your bird seen an avian vet, or have they seen like a general vet? Have they seen a specialist? Have they had a fecal test as well? That's what I'd be looking at. If your bird is so insistent on eating the poops, I would probably get that checked out again, because...
Could be portioning as well. Was he eating enough? Is he eating enough food?
Yeah, have a look at portion sizes, weigh your bird, maybe get some fecals done if you haven't already, and just see what's going on in there. Because fecals will tell you a lot, especially if there's anything upset in the tummy and stuff like that. And we are going to wrap things up very, very shortly. So hello, I'm sorry if you've just joined us, but we are finishing shortly, but you can watch it back almost immediately, I think, for all of the chaos and noise that is my live streams. So I'll give you one last look at the brothers. Oh no, I know, I'm sorry. There is David and the brothers living the best lives, and a weird lighting from the curtains. They're just going to vibe there for a little bit. And then I'm going to go and make pasta bake for dinner, which is not very exciting, but needs must.
The cockatiel's dish, by though. These two. Not everyone loves me.
Scampi is very much a daddy's boy at the moment. I think he is very, very pleased when you
apart
get him.
From nipping me on my thumb, which he's done in literally goodness knows how long.
I think he's very excited that you came home and he wasn't expecting it, and also you got paint all over your hands. Safe paint, I will say.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So I was supposed to do a video ages ago on what paints are safe and what risks you have to take, but then who would care on YouTube, honestly? Not me, war gamers who have birds and stuff. If
you want that content, let David know. If you're an avid war gamer and you'd like to know more about what paint is safe or not. Show maybe blood tests, or maybe it's a habit thing, or maybe if you notice your bird poop, just clean it up right away.
I'll literally just observe the bird, what context they're doing, change things up in the environment and constantly observe and see what makes a difference. Maybe increasing the portions would help. Yeah. Maybe something in the diet's causing it. Maybe the poop tastes nice. Maybe it's habitual and it gets attention, because it could even be that every time the bird eats poop, Show's like, oh no, don't do that, and it's attention.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of different things, and unfortunately, I am running out of time. So I mean, we can chat by DM if necessary, but yeah, observing a bird is very, very powerful tool. So highly recommend it. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me on today's live stream. Thank you very much to the incredibly, incredibly generous people today. You definitely broke me, Mr. Teeny especially, but thank you Kylie and Iris. Just thank you everyone for being here today. I just really appreciate you all spending your time coming to listen to me ramble, essentially. Again, massive thank you to Patreon backers and YouTube channel members for joining us. Don't forget to sign up if you'd like to join our Discord server, where you can live chat to all of the members, plus David and I, and get lots of help from a happy and nice community. But yeah, thank you so much for coming today, guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, you beautiful human beings. Take care and see you later.